Yo, what's up YouTube? Today I'm bringing you guys the best Call of Duty Vanguard settings to use. The game just dropped, and here are the best graphic, audio, and controller settings that I use and I honestly think are the best. If you guys like to see more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos. Okay, the first thing we're going to start with here is display in the graphics tab here. So the display mode, we're going to keep that as full screen, or you can use full screen borderless. That depends if you're going between apps or not. I do not believe that console even has this option, so if you're on console you can just skip past this. Display resolution, that should just be automatically connected depending on what your monitor is. Your monitor also, it should be the only option. If you have any other options, just make sure it's the name of your monitor that you're selecting. The refresh rate, this is your hertz that you're going to get, so make sure it's the maximum that it can go. Like, you don't want to have it at 99 when obviously there's a higher option up there. VSync, we're going to keep both of these off here. Then frame rate limit, we're going to put this to custom, and I'm actually going to bump this down to 170 here. This is for PC players. You want to have your frame rate limit at the maximum that your PC, like your FPS, can handle, if you know what I mean by that. So if the max you've ever gotten is like 190, then you should have it at like 190 exactly. So then it's not trying to fight for more frames, it just kind of caps it and is more steady at this. Okay, and then just keep these at 60 and 30 because you don't really need frames in the menu and while the game is minimized. Aspect ratio, we're going to keep that automatic. Brightness, I have mine on 51. I believe this is the best, but this also depends on your eyesight and all that, so that's honestly preference. The rest of them, we just did not mess with them. Your graphics card should obviously connect by itself, so we're just going to leave that go for now. Next, we're going to go to quality, and we're going to have this on custom, and our render resolution is 100. Dynamic resolution just off, don't even mess with that. For the texture resolution, this all depends on your PC or console, but I would recommend putting it on medium because the VRAM usage brings it down a lot. As you can see, if I put it up, it brings it up almost 2,000 megabytes. So I'm going to keep that on medium, and the rest of these I keep on high, high, high. Bullet and impact sprays turn off actually. Shader quality, keep high. Tessellation, nearby only, or you can put it on. It depends how strong your PC is. I'm trying to keep the graphics good as well as maximize the FPS. So the level of detail distance range, we're going to keep that as long. Nearby level of detail low. I changed that to low because when someone's already close to you, you can kind of already know where they're at and you can see them obviously. But the distant level of detail, I kept that on high for range to make sure I can see at range at all times. Clutter draw distance is high. Volumetric quality level is also high. Shadow and lighting now. Screen space shadows is on. Shadow map resolution is high. You can put this on ultra, once again, if your PC can handle it. But these, I believe, are the best settings for graphics and FPS at the maximum. Sun shadow cascades, we're going to keep that on high. Cache sun shadows, that's on. Cache spot shadows, that's on as well. High, high. Particle lighting, high as well. Ultra, I feel like is kind of unnecessary unless you have like a 3090 and like a really good CPU, then you can just maximize all these settings. But these are good settings for graphics and FPS. So we're going to keep that one on high there. Next, we're going to keep ambient occlusion on both, and just don't even mess with the GTAO quality. NVIDIA DLSS off for now. This has not been tested yet, so I'm going to have to do some further testing into this and see how it does. Depth of field, you have to make sure this is off. What this does if it's on is it blurs around you when you're ADS'd, so make sure this is off. Okay, next, we're going to go into gameplay. For gameplay, field of view, this is all on your opinion, but honestly, I think 120 FOV has the best advantage and is just honestly overpowered to use. So if your PC can handle it slash console, definitely take advantage of it, but it's honestly all up to you. Camera movement 100%, obviously that's just the default. World motion blur, you have to make sure this is off, definitely off. Same with this weapon motion blur, make sure that is off as well. Now the NVIDIA reflex low latency you want to keep this on because it helps with your latency basically. So make sure that is on. You can even do on plus boost, but I recommend on. Audio has a lot to do with what you like and how you like your audio settings. But my settings here are the master volume I kept at 100. Music, I don't like it too loud, so I keep it at 50. That goes the same for dialogue. Sound effects, you want to make sure that these are at 100. These are gunshots and all of that, so make sure that is at 100 no matter what. Mute game when minimized, this is up to you, honestly, it all depends on you. And same with the hit markers. I like the Vanguard. I like different hit markers instead of the same ones. Audio mix. So this all depends on how you are playing, but if you have headphones, I would definitely recommend the headphones. But if you're playing like on your TV or something, then TV speaker or like a sound system. You want to go home theater. So I recommend headphones though. Kill streak music. That's all on you if you want to do that. So I keep it on personally, but it's all on you. Mono audio, I kept this off. Make sure this is off actually, because if you hear someone running on your left, then you'll be able to tell it's on your left because it's just in your left ear. So that's very important. Game sound device, this should all just be default. All of these should be default. Voice chat volume, I bumped up to 30 because I realized in this game voice chat is a little low. Same with my microphone, I bumped up to 25. That's it for audio. So we're going to go into controller here now. Okay, so the most important tab here, in my opinion, is controller. So we're going to start off with sensitivity. This is all personal preference, but I would not recommend going above anything over 10 because that is just too high in my opinion. And it's tough to control unless you can control it and you enjoy it, then you do whatever you want. The recommended is 6. So if you just want to go with the recommended, I would just go for 6.6, but try different sensitivities and see what you feel most comfortable with. Ground vehicle and air vehicle sensitivity, we're just going to leave at 1. But ADS sensitivity multiplier, we're going to put at 0.80. This is important as well because this is how fast your gun is moving when you're ADSing. So you don't want to have it too high. Like some people put it all the way up, but I think that's just ridiculous and it's just easier to control when you're under a 1.0. Anything under a 1.0 is perfect, but I believe that 0.8 is just right. Next we're going on to button layout. This is obviously personal preference and whatever you used on the last Call of Duty you played, I would recommend using it on this one because you're used to that. Vertical aim, we're going to keep these all at standard. Haven't really messed with those yet. Dynamic, so this all depends. If you're a super accurate player, I would recommend playing on dynamic, but if you're more of a casual, not a super try hard like myself, I guess you can say, I would recommend using standard, just the basic, and they don't really, I can't really tell the difference between them, but I've heard that dynamic is definitely the way to go. Controller vibration, I highly recommend to play with this off. I used to play with it on, and as soon as I turned it off, it just made the gameplay so much better. So make sure that is off. The rest of these, we're just going to keep normal. Besides, when we get down to dead zone. Dead zone is important because this is how fast you're moving your stick and your triggers and how fast they respond. I recommend turning dead zone for your triggers down to 7 and for your sticks down to 10. This will just be perfect and just leave the max input to where it's at 99. So next we're going to go over to gameplay. All you have to do is click RT. Target aim assist, definitely have this on. ADS aim assist, definitely on. Weapon mount activation, you can turn this off, but I definitely recommend to have it on ADS and melee. That's the best way to do it so you don't do it on accident as well. And also just have this on, it should just be normal. Depleted ammo switch, you want to have this off, definitely. This is when you're out of ammo and it just switches your weapon instead of reloading on the spot. Blind fire, this is up to you, but I'm going to keep this on because it can come in clutch in S&D encounters and all of that. Automatic airborne mantle, I'm going to turn this off. because auto mantle gets me killed so many times in all of the Call of Duty. So have that off unless you enjoy auto mantling. Alright, automatic sprint here. I personally play with automatic tac sprint, but this is all preference. So whatever you have used in the past, like I said before, just go with the same thing. Auto move forward, I would have that off. Sprint cancels reload, turn that off as well. Sprinting door bash, have that on. Slide behavior, tap. Aim down sight behavior, hold. So you want to have it at hold. Toggle is definitely bad because that's when you click the trigger and then you have to click it again to get out of ADS. So make sure that is on hold. Equipment behavior is also on hold. Steady aim behavior is on hold. Automatic weapon fire behavior is on hold. Tap to reload, and scoreboard behavior is on toggle. That's going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and can use these settings. Come back into the comment section and let me know how they worked out for you. I will probably make an updated version of this within the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.